These are 12 Harbor Freight tools that are genuine no-brainers at their price, not because they're flashy, but because the math makes sense. The cost is low, the performance is enough, and the value is hard to argue with. If you're a homeowner, a dad with a garage, or someone who just wants solid tools without paying premium brand money, this is your shortlist. And let's get straight into the first one. Tool 1. Warrior 12 Volt Cordless Drill Kit. A lot of people walk into Harbor Freight thinking they're saving money on a drill, then realize the battery system is where the real cost begins. That's the tension with most power tools today. The tool looks affordable, the ecosystem isn't. This one avoids that problem completely. It's a simple 12-volt cordless drill that includes the battery and charger in the box. You don't have to buy anything separately. You don't have to commit to a larger platform. You take it home, charge it, and it works. For homeowners and dads handling everyday jobs, assembling furniture, mounting shelves, fixing loose hinges, installing curtain rods, this covers the majority of light-duty tasks without dragging out a heavy professional drill. It keeps things practical. At $19.99, the math makes sense because you're often paying more than that just for a replacement battery from major brands. That's the payoff. You're getting a complete working setup for less than the cost of many standalone accessories. The limit is power. It tops out around 550 rotations per minute and delivers modest torque. That means no concrete drilling, no heavy deck screws, no long structural bolts. It's built for light home use. If you want an inexpensive, ready-to-go drill that handles routine fixes without draining your wallet, this is an easy buy at that price. If you expect contractor performance, skip it and move up the ladder. Next tool solves the problem this one can't, when you actually need wall punching power. Tool 2, Bauer 7.5 amp, half-inch variable speed hammer drill. A regular drill feels fine, right up until the moment you try to mount something into concrete. That's when the bit spins, dust builds up, and nothing actually moves. That frustration is what separates a basic drill from a hammer drill. This one is built specifically for that problem. The Bauer 7.5 amp hammer drill is corded, which means steady power every time you squeeze the trigger. No battery drop-off, no waiting for a recharge halfway through a job. It delivers up to 45,000 blows per minute, and that hammering action is what allows it to chip into masonry instead of just rotating against it. If you're installing a TV bracket into concrete, anchoring shelving into brick, mounting a handrail, or drilling into older basement walls, this is the kind of tool that prevents you from burning out bits and patience. The adjustable side handle helps control torque when the bit bites, and the variable speed trigger gives you better precision starting a hole. At typically $44.99, this makes sense because you're paying for reliable impact capability without stepping into premium brand pricing. Cordless hammer drills from major brands often cost several times that amount once you add batteries. Here, you're buying direct function. The trade-off is weight and mobility. It's heavier than a standard drill, and because it's corded, you'll need access to power. It's not a daily screw-driving tool. It's purpose-built for tougher materials. If you deal with masonry even occasionally, this is worth it at that price. If your projects stay in wood and drywall, this is more power than you'll ever need. Now we shifts from drilling into hard surfaces to grinding and cutting through them. Tool 3, Warrior 4 3/10 amp 4.5-inch angle grinder. A lot of homeowners don't think they need an angle grinder until something metal needs cutting, smoothing, or cleaning. Then suddenly, nothing else in the garage can do the job. That's the tension with this category. It's not used every week, but when you need it, you really need it. This Warrior model keeps things simple. It's a 4.5-inch corded angle grinder with a 4 3/10 amp motor and a slide switch that can lock on for longer cuts. That size is the standard for home use, which means replacement wheels are easy to find and inexpensive. The guard adjusts for safety, and the side handle can be mounted on either side depending on how you're working. For cutting rusted bolts, trimming metal brackets, sharpening lawnmower blades, cleaning welds, or removing surface rust, this is more than enough for occasional home projects. It's not meant for daily fabrication work, but it covers the majority of homeowner needs. At typically $14.99, this is one of those tools where the price alone makes it hard to ignore. Most major brands charge several times that amount just for the tool body. Here, you're paying for basic cutting power without premium polish. What to watch for is that it does not include a grinding wheel. You'll need to pick up the right disc for your job. Also, this is not a heavy-duty professional grinder. It's built for light to moderate use. If you want an affordable grinder that handles the occasional metal job without draining your budget, this is a strong buy at this price. If you're fabricating steel every weekend, you'll want something heavier. Next tool moves from sparks and metal to straight line cutting in wood. Tool 4. Drillmaster 10 amp 7 and a 1/4 inch circular saw. There's a moment every homeowner hits where a handsaw just isn't realistic anymore. You need straight cuts, you need speed, and you don't want to pay premium money for something you'll use a handful of times a year. That's where a basic circular saw earns its place. This Drillmaster model is a corded 7 1/4 inch saw powered by a 10 amp motor. That blade size matters because it's the standard for framing lumber and plywood. You're not stuck hunting for specialty blades. It can bevel up to 45 degrees, which means angled cuts for basic deck repairs or trim adjustments are possible. There's also a dust chute to keep debris moving away from your line of sight. For cutting 2x4s, trimming sheet goods, resizing doors, or handling simple outdoor builds, this covers what most homeowners actually need. It's not a precision cabinet saw, it's a straightforward cutting tool that gets through lumber without drama. Typically priced at $34.99, it makes sense because comparable corded saws from larger brands often cost considerably more. You're paying for cutting power, not brand prestige. Here's what to check. The blade is sold separately, so factor that into the total cost. It also comes with a shorter warranty than premium brands. So this is a buy for occasional use, not daily contractor work. If you want a capable, affordable, circular saw for home projects, this is worth it at this price. If you build decks every weekend, step up to a heavier duty option. And once you've made your cuts, the next tool handles what's left behind, the edges that need sharpening or cleaning. Tool 5. Bauer 6 inch bench grinder with LED lights. A lot of homeowners replace dull blades instead of sharpening them because they don't have the right setup. That's where the tension starts. Lawnmower blades get tossed, chisels get ignored, old screwdrivers get thrown out, all because there's no sharpening station in the garage. This changes that. The Bauer 6-inch bench grinder is a corded unit with a 2 1/10 amp motor that spins up to 3,450 rotations per minute. It comes with 2 aluminum oxide grinding wheels, which means you can dedicate one side to rough shaping and the other to finer edge work. The built-in LED lights help you see exactly what you're grinding, which is more useful than it sounds when working with metal edges. For sharpening mower blades, cleaning up rusty bolts, reshaping small metal parts, or restoring hand tools, this gives you a stable platform. It's not flashy, it's functional. Typically priced at $49.99, and sometimes lower for members. It undercuts many well-known brands in this category. Comparable grinders often cost noticeably more, especially once you move into premium labels. Here's what to watch. It does not include a stand, and the LED lights require separate batteries. You'll want to mount it securely to a workbench for stability. It's designed for light to moderate shop use, not industrial grinding all day. If you want to stop replacing tools and start maintaining them, this is a smart buy at this price. If you never sharpen anything and don't plan to, you won't get value from it. From sharpening edges, we move to a tool built for tight spaces where a full saw simply won't fit. Tool 6. Warrior 2 amp variable. Speed. Oscillating multi-tool. There's always that one cut you can't make with a circular saw. Too tight, too close to the wall, too awkward. That's usually when people start improvising, and that's where mistakes happen. This tool exists for those moments. The Warrior 2 amp oscillating multi-tool is corded and features adjustable speed settings that can reach up to 20,000 oscillations per minute. Instead of spinning, it vibrates rapidly in a small arc, which allows you to plunge cut into drywall, trim door jambs, scrape old caulk or sand tight corners without tearing up surrounding material. For homeowners doing light remodel work, cutting out sections of drywall, trimming baseboards for flooring, or removing grout, this tool handles precision tasks that bulkier tools simply can't reach. Typically priced at $17.99, the value makes sense because oscillating tools from larger brands often cost significantly more, especially in cordless form. At this price, it becomes accessible even if you only need it occasionally. Here's the important part. It does not include attachments by default. Blades and accessories are sold separately, so you'll need to pick the right one for your task. Also, this is not built for heavy demolition. It's a precision tool. If you want versatility in tight spaces without overspending, this is worth it at this price. If you expect it to replace a full-size saw for major cutting jobs, it's not designed for that. Next tool stays in the detail category, but focuses on finishing surfaces instead of cutting them. Tool 7. Warrior 1 and 1/10 amp corner and detail sander. Most sanding jobs don't fail because of power. They fail because the tool can't reach the corner. That's the tension with standard sanders. They smooth the flat areas and leave the tight spots unfinished. This one is built specifically for those tight spots. The Warrior corner and detail sander runs on a 1 1/10 amp motor and uses a triangular sanding pad designed to get into edges, corners, and small surfaces that larger sanders miss. It can reach up to 12,500 oscillations per minute, which is more than enough for trim work, furniture touch-ups, and light refinishing projects. For repainting baseboards, restoring small tables, sanding cabinet edges, or cleaning up stair corners, this is more practical than dragging out a full sheet sander. It's lighter, easier to control, and more precise for detail work. Typically priced at $19.99. It makes sense because you're not paying premium brand money for a tool you likely use occasionally. At this level, it fills a specific need without overcommitting your budget. Here's what to check. This is not for large deck sanding or major surface removal. It's a detail tool. Use it for precision areas, not broad surfaces. If you handle small, refinishing jobs around the house, this is a smart buy at this price. If you're resurfacing entire rooms, you'll need something larger. And if you found value in this list so far, take a second to like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and keeps these no-nonsense breakdowns coming. Next tool steps up from sanding and cutting into precision, shaping, and polishing. Tool 8. Bauer 8. Volt cordless, 40-piece rotary, toolkit. Some jobs are too small for a grinder and too delicate for a saw. That's where people either give up or risk damaging the material. Fine detail work needs a different approach. This kit is built for that space. The Bauer 8 Volt cordless rotary tool comes with 40 accessories in the case. Grinding stones, sanding drums, polishing wheels, and more, along with the battery and charging cable included. Instead of buying attachments one at a time, you're starting with a full range of common options. For engraving small pieces, polishing metal, cutting thin material, cleaning rust off tight areas, or shaping small wood projects, this gives you flexibility in one compact setup. The variable speed control allows you to adjust for softer materials or harder surfaces without tearing them up. Typically priced at $42.99. The value makes sense because similar starter kits from major brands often cost more before accessories are added. Here, most of what you need is already in the case. Here's what to keep in mind. It's cordless and compact, so it's not meant for heavy-duty grinding or continuous high-load use. It's a detail tool, not a replacement for larger equipment. If you enjoy small repair work, hobby projects, or light automotive cleanup, this is worth it at this price. If you expect industrial-level cutting, it's not designed for that. And when heat becomes the solution instead of cutting or sanding, the next tool steps in. Tool 9. Warrior 1500 Watt 11 Amp Dual Temperature Heat Gun. There are jobs where cutting or scraping just makes things worse. Old paint refuses to peel, shrink wrap won't tighten, plastic fittings won't budge. That's when controlled heat becomes the smarter option. This tool delivers that without complication. The Warrior heat gun runs on 1500 watts with an 11 amp motor and offers 2 temperature settings, reaching up to 1000 degrees Fahrenheit on high. That range covers paint stripping, loosening adhesive, thawing frozen pipes, heat shrinking electrical tubing, and softening stubborn materials. For homeowners doing light renovation, electrical repairs, or small automotive tasks, it solves problems without needing chemical strippers or brute force. Typically priced at $19.99, it makes sense because cordless versions from major brands often cost significantly more and can struggle with runtime. Here, you're getting steady corded power at a low entry cost. The limit is mobility. It has a 6-foot cord, so you may need an extension cord for larger spaces. It's also not meant for continuous industrial use. It's a homeowner-grade heat solution. If you handle occasional repair work that benefits from heat instead of force, this is an easy buy at this price. If you rarely encounter those scenarios, you may not need it. Now let's shift from applying heat to cleaning up everything your tools leave behind. Tool 10. Bauer 6, Gallon 4, Peak HP, Wet/Dry Vacuum. Every project makes a mess. Sawdust, drywall dust, metal shavings, spilled water, and a regular household vacuum is not built for that. That's where cleanup turns into frustration. The job ends, but the mess stays. This solves that problem directly. The Bauer 6-gallon wet and dry vacuum is rated at 4 peak horsepower and is designed for garage and workshop use. It handles dry debris like wood dust and dirt, and it can also pick up water without damaging the motor. It includes extension wands and a gulper nozzle, and the onboard storage keeps everything attached, so accessories don't disappear between projects. For cleaning out a vehicle, vacuuming after cutting lumber, clearing out debris from a small renovation, or handling minor water spills, this delivers practical suction without stepping into oversized commercial units. Typically priced at $54.99. It makes sense because similar capacity shop vacuums from major brands often cost noticeably more. You're paying for usable power, not branding. The limitation is size and volume. 6 gallons is compact and easy to store, but it fills faster during larger jobs. It's built for homeowner-level cleanup, not daily construction use. If you want a dependable wet and dry vacuum that handles real garage messes without overpaying, this is worth it at this price. If you're managing heavy job site debris every day, you'll want something larger. Next tool shifts from cleaning up projects to breaking things down. Tool 11. Warrior 6. Amp, rotating handle, variable speed, reciprocating saw. There comes a point in almost every home project where something has to be removed, not repaired. An old deck board, a cracked PVC pipe, a damaged stud behind drywall. That's when clean precision stops mattering and controlled force becomes the priority. Most homeowners don't own a demolition tool until they suddenly need one. This is built for that exact moment. The Warrior 6 amp reciprocating saw is a corded unit capable of delivering up to 2,500 strokes per minute. That rapid push and pull motion is what allows it to chew through wood, plastic, and even light metal when paired with the correct blade. The rotating handle is not just a comfort feature. It gives you better positioning when cutting overhead, in corners, or at odd angles where a fixed handle would fight your wrist. For removing fence sections, cutting out old plumbing, trimming thick branches, or tearing apart damaged framing, this tool makes fast work of material that would otherwise take significantly longer with a handsaw. It's not refined. It's not delicate. It's direct. Typically priced at $27.99, the value becomes clear when you compare it to larger brand reciprocating saws that often cost multiple times more before even factoring in battery systems. At this price, it's accessible for occasional use without feeling like a heavy investment. There are limits to understand. It does not include a blade, so you must choose the correct blade for wood, metal, or demolition. It's also not designed for continuous, heavy-duty job site use. This is homeowner-grade demolition power. If you need an affordable saw that handles occasional tear-outs, pipe cutting, or rough removal jobs, this is worth it at this price. If your work regularly involves thick structural steel or daily demolition, you'll want a more robust platform. For tighter, more controlled metal cutting instead of broad demolition, the final tool narrows the focus. Tool 12. Bauer 6 amp 3-inch high-speed electric cut-off tool. Sometimes a reciprocating saw is too aggressive. You don't want to shake the whole structure. You just need a clean slice through metal. That's where a cut-off tool earns its place. This one is built for controlled, precise cutting. The Bauer 6 amp cutoff tool spins a 3-inch disc at up to 20,000 rotations per minute. That speed allows it to slice through exhaust pipes, sheet metal, bolts, and thin steel without the bulk of a full-size grinder. The smaller disc gives you better visibility and more control, especially in tighter automotive or fabrication spaces. For light automotive repairs, trimming metal brackets, cutting rusted fasteners, or shaping thin material, this tool bridges the gap between a grinder and a reciprocating saw. It's more focused and easier to manage for straight, narrow cuts. Typically priced at $34.99, it makes sense because similar specialty tools from larger brands often cost noticeably more. At this level, you're getting targeted performance without stepping into professional tier pricing. The limitation is application. It's not meant for heavy structural steel or continuous industrial use. You'll also need to select the correct cutting disc for your material if you work on vehicles, small metal projects, or need cleaner cuts than a demolition saw provides. This is worth it at this price. If you rarely cut metal, you may not need this niche tool. That completes the 12 tools that genuinely make sense at their listed price. No junk, just practical value for homeowners who want capability without overspending. If this helped you cut through the noise and focus only on the tools that actually make sense at their price, hit like and subscribe for more breakdowns like this.